What if I told you there's a health crisis affecting 1 in 4 seniors that's so embarrassing, most people would rather lose their independence than talk about it? Something so stigmatized that over 40% of sufferers wait more than a year before seeking help, even though it's completely treatable? This isn't about memory loss or heart disease. It's about something that happens behind closed doors. Something that's forcing healthy, active seniors into nursing homes prematurely. And the most shocking part? Most families have no idea it's even happening. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this hidden epidemic is stealing dignity from millions, and more importantly, what you can do about it. So stick around, because this could change everything for you, or someone you love. Before we dive in, let me paint you a picture. Margaret is 72. She raised 3 kids, ran a successful business, and has always been fiercely independent. 6 months ago, she stopped going to her book club. Then she quit volunteering at the library. Now she barely leaves the house. Her family thinks it's depression. Her doctor suggests more social activities. But Margaret knows the real reason. She's living with something she's too ashamed to discuss. Something that's affecting her ability to control her bowel movements. Margaret isn't alone. According to recent Canadian research, between 7% and 10% of adults suffer from fecal incontinence, with rates skyrocketing among seniors. That's potentially 2.6 million Canadians dealing with this in silence. But here's where it gets really alarming. The numbers we just talked about? Those are just the people brave enough to admit it in surveys. Research shows the prevalence of fecal incontinence increases with age, varying from 1.5% in children to more than 50% in nursing home residents. Think about that for a second. Half of nursing home residents. Now, I'm not saying all of them are there because of bowel problems, but studies consistently show that incontinence is a major factor in families' decisions to institutionalize elderly relatives. We're talking about people losing their homes, their independence, their dignity, over something that's often completely manageable. And it's not just about fecal incontinence. The digestive system becomes a minefield as we age. Constipation affects up to 40% of seniors. Colorectal cancer is expected to be the 4th most commonly diagnosed cancer in Canada in 2024, and it's the 2nd leading cause of death from cancer in men. Let me tell you about Robert. Not his real name, but his story is absolutely real. Robert contacted me after watching one of our previous health videos. He's 68, a retired engineer, sharp as a tack. But 3 years ago, he started having what he called accidents. At first, it was just occasional. Maybe once a month. He thought it was stress or something he ate. But it got worse. Soon, he was wearing adult diapers just to go to the grocery store. He stopped playing golf with his buddies. Imagine explaining why you need to rush to the bathroom in the middle of a game. Robert told me the breaking point came when he had an accident during his granddaughter's birthday party, in front of his whole family. He was so mortified, he didn't speak to anyone for weeks. His wife was begging him to see a doctor, but he kept saying it would get better on its own. Here's the thing, when Robert finally did see a specialist, they discovered his problem was entirely treatable. A combination of dietary changes, pelvic floor exercises, and a simple medication regimen. Within 6 months, he was back on the golf course. But those 3 years of isolation? That damage to his relationships and self-esteem? That didn't have to happen. So what's really going on here? Why are so many seniors struggling with these issues? Well, it's not just about getting older. There are specific, identifiable causes, and most of them are preventable or treatable. First, medications. The average senior takes multiple medications daily, and many of these can mess with your digestive system. Blood pressure medications, antidepressants, iron supplements, even over-the-counter antihistamines can cause constipation or affect your ability to sense when you need to go. Second, dehydration. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes. Many seniors don't drink enough water because they're worried about bathroom trips, creating a vicious cycle where dehydration makes constipation worse, which makes them drink even less. Third, reduced mobility. Maybe it's arthritis, maybe it's just feeling less steady on your feet. But when moving around becomes difficult, people naturally become less active. And your digestive system needs movement to function properly. But here's the scariest part. There's often an underlying medical condition that's being missed. Diabetes can affect the nerves that control your bowel, neurological conditions like Parkinson's, or multiple sclerosis. Even something as simple as a hemorrhoid or anal fissure can throw off your entire system. Now, I need to address the elephant in the room: colorectal cancer. 25,200 Canadians were diagnosed with colorectal cancer in 2024, representing 10% of all new cancer cases. And here's what makes this particularly insidious for seniors. The early symptoms can be incredibly subtle. We're not talking about dramatic symptoms that send you rushing to the emergency room. For older adults, colorectal cancer might just feel like increased fatigue, a vague sense of abdominal discomfort, or changes in bowel habits that you might attribute to aging or medication side effects. The tragedy is that when caught early, colorectal cancer has a cure rate of over 90%. But because seniors often dismiss symptoms as just part of getting old, they're more likely to be diagnosed at advanced stages when treatment options are limited. This is why screening is so crucial. If you're 50 or older, a colonoscopy could literally save your life. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, the prep is terrible, the procedure is embarrassing. But we're talking about one uncomfortable day versus potentially losing years of your life. Okay, I know this has been heavy, but here's where things get hopeful. Almost everything we've talked about today is treatable, manageable, or preventable. You don't have to accept digestive problems as an inevitable part of aging. For fecal incontinence, pelvic floor exercises work for most people. We're talking about 50 to 100 Kegel exercises daily. There are also dietary modifications, medications, and in severe cases, surgical options that have excellent success rates. For constipation, it's often as simple as increasing fiber intake, staying hydrated, and moving more. But work with your doctor to review your medications, because sometimes a simple switch can make all the difference. For colorectal cancer, early detection through screening, period. It's that simple. But the most important solution? Breaking the silence. Every day you wait to address these issues is another day of unnecessary suffering. These aren't character flaws or signs of weakness. They're medical conditions that deserve medical attention. So here's what I want you to do. If you're experiencing any of these issues, or if someone you love is showing signs of social withdrawal, reluctance to leave the house, or seems embarrassed about bathroom-related topics, start the conversation. Make an appointment with your doctor, write down your symptoms beforehand so you don't forget anything important, and remember, your doctor has heard it all before. There's nothing you can tell them that will shock or embarrass them. Most importantly, don't let shame steal your golden years. You've earned the right to age with dignity, independence, and joy. These health challenges don't have to define your future. If this video helped you or someone you know, please give it a thumbs up and share it. Let's normalize conversations about digestive health for seniors. And hey, drop a comment below. Have you or a family member dealt with any of these issues? What helped? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive deeper into practical exercises and dietary strategies for maintaining digestive health as we age. Until then, take care of yourselves. You're worth it.